What is happening, investors? My name's Emmanuel, and it's time we have a GoPro update because you may recall last month I called GoPro one of the most undervalued stocks on the market right now. I also referred to GoPro as my #1 turnaround play for 2021. As most of you recall, last year, BlackBerry was my turnaround play for 2020, and BlackBerry's been doing very well right now. However, for 2021, GoPro is my #1 turnaround play, and it's still currently 46.6% undervalued right now, with a fair value being priced at $20. And at the current price at $10.75, it still represents a massive bargain, especially if we do approach these fair value numbers. So we're going to go into that. I also want to draw your attention to some of the commentary from Nicholas Woodman, who is the CEO and chairman of GoPro. This was something that I didn't actually pick on when I did my first video with you guys about a month ago, but there are some key pointers in this commentary that I think you need to be aware of and you need to watch out for in 2021 regarding this incredible turnaround play. I'll also go through our recent balance sheet and show you how we have strengthened our cash position versus our long-term debt position. Also, we'll look at the strength of our total current assets versus our total current liabilities. Also, we'll look at the earnings call transcripts, because there was an answer that Brian gave during the earnings call in a reply to one of the questions by the analyst that I think is just incredibly important for GoPro shareholders. And lastly, of course, we'll look at the share price. And if you did miss out, or if you do want to add, I'll highlight some key support and resistance levels. Remember when I told you that red weeks are the times when we're meant to buy? And I told you I was buying GoPro, and I'm so glad I did, because I've got a beautiful average in GoPro right now. And as you can see, we are up by quite a bit. We are currently overbought at the moment, so we could see some buying opportunities once again once the share price dips. So I'll give you some key levels and some key price points to look out for. But before we dive into all of that, if you want to stay up to date with all of my latest buy and sell alerts, and also just to be part of a community where we talk about stocks like GoPro, then you need to join my Discord group. And the access to my Discord group is via the Patreon link in the description below, so definitely check it out. Don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me. So with that said, let's dive into the video. Okay, so let's start with the valuation. So according to analysts from Simply Wall Street, we are 46.6% undervalued as of Friday's closing price, which was $10.75. And they're estimating that around $20.12 is about right. However, $10.75 is a bit dated now because this is based on Friday's close. However, in pre-market, we are currently up 5%. The price is now at $11.38. So if you were to knock that off from the 46% undervalued, it would now currently say that we are 41% undervalued. But with a fair value price target of $20, especially if you do agree with this price target, that still represents close to 90%. I think it's about 90% of upside if we are to test this by the end of the year. And I do think that this is a realistic price target, in my opinion. I have no arguments with that. I do think, based on the commentary given by Brian and also from the earnings call transcript, which I will highlight to you, I think $20 is a reasonable price target for GoPro for 2021. Now, let's go on to some of the commentary. So let's look at this. Okay, so this is something I didn't bring up in my previous GoPro video. So this is the CEO's commentary, right? He said, in 2020, we evolved GoPro into a more efficient, subscription-oriented direct-to-consumer business. Okay, with disciplined operating expense management, we grew our GoPro subscriber base by 145% year over year, and generated more than $200 million in cash flow from operations in the second half of the year, representing 33% of our second half revenue and contributing to our year-end cash balance of $328 million. So there was a lot of information in this sentence alone. Okay, so let's break it down. So amidst a crisis, right? And this was a crisis that had the potential to actually end GoPro as a business, period. Think about it. Lockdown was in place globally. All of the events whereby you would need a GoPro Hero camera for stopped. Pretty much stopped. No more dirt biking, no more snowboarding. All of these events where you see, even live events, people use GoPro for live events. All of that was cancelled. So this pretty much could have been the nail in the coffin for GoPro as a business, but management demonstrated their efficiency by introducing the direct-to-consumer subscription-based model, And with that, their subscriber base grew by 145% year over year. Insane. I mean, these are Disney numbers, all right? So, you know, Disney Plus and their subscriber base and how it's grown. These are Disney numbers, and that's insane. And as a result of that, that generated $200 million in cash flow from operations in the second half of the year. So, of course, the first half was very slow. That's when the Cerrone was taking over. That's when lockdowns were in place. But in the second half of the year was really where things ramped up. That cash flow from the subscription model represented 33% of second half revenue, and again contributed to our strong cash balance, which is insane. And speaking of cash balance, let's look at the balance sheet. We have over $325 million in cash and cash equivalents. And Peter Lynch talks about when you are analyzing a business, you want to look at the cash versus their long-term debt. Because if they have enough cash to cover their long-term debt, then pretty much the chances of the company going bankrupt is near enough zero. And again, like I've mentioned, GoPro's cash position is over 325 million. Let's look at their long-term debt. And their long-term debt right now is 218 million. So they've got enough cash. We're not even talking about their total current assets, so their property, their inventory, all of the other assets. Just from a cash position alone, they have enough to clear off any long-term debt, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And don't forget, this company's current market cap is only $1.6 billion. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, the cash position alone represents almost a quarter of their their total market cap, which to me is just, it's absolutely mind-blowing. And even in pre-market, look, it's up now 7%. It's just going crazy in pre-market. I think the cat's out the bag. People are actually clocking onto GoPro. But it is currently overbought, and I do think we will see a pullback, but this is phenomenal to see. So congratulations to everyone who was buying when the share price dropped. But this balance sheet is phenomenal, okay? Total current assets, we're sitting at $556 million in total current assets. Again, a large chunk of that is to do with our cash. But when you look at our total current liabilities, it's only 262 million. But in terms of the strength of a balance sheet, it doesn't get any stronger than this. And considering, again, I want to re-emphasize the market cap is only 1.6 billion before market opens. This is phenomenal. And then when you look at our total assets, we have $771 million in total assets and only total liabilities of $555 million. So our balance sheet is solid right now. I have no concerns regarding our balance sheet. And I think just because of our balance sheet alone, we should be trading a lot higher, and we will be trading a lot higher by the end of 2021. Mark my words. Now, another point that was made was that in 2020, we made GoPro subscription central to our business and set a goal to grow subscribers to 600,000 to 700,000. And I'm happy to report that we exceeded that goal, driving subscribers from 311,000 to 761,000 by year end. Subscriber growth and retention has been impressive in all regions, and that's very important. So it's all good. It's all well and good getting the numbers, but how many of these subscribers are you actually retaining and that are going to continue with their monthly payments? And according to Nicholas, retention has been impressive, which is very good to see. Of course, we will be able to see that as the quarters go on, whether the subscriber numbers continue going up or going down. But I strongly expect it to continue to go up, especially as events are starting to happen again all across the world. I highly anticipate that GoPro subscription numbers will see massive growth. He also said that importantly, the majority of both new and total subscribers have signed up directly through GoPro.com, a significantly lower cost customer acquisition channel. We estimate we will generate approximately $50 million in annual reoccurring revenue for every 1 million GoPro subscribers we serve at 50% or better operating margin. So for me personally, I think we will hit 2 million subscribers by the end of 2021. That is the figure that I have written down, and that's what I expect GoPro to hit from a subscriber number point of view. And if we do hit 2 million by the end of 2021, then that's going to represent $100 million in annual reoccurring revenue. And again, investors, we are only talking about subscriber numbers. We haven't even factored in the sales and revenue that will generate from hardware. Remember, we launched the Hero 9 towards the end of last year, and judging from the tech reviews that I've seen on YouTube, The Hero 9 is incredible, especially in terms of the image stabilization and also the image quality. The Hero 9 right now struggles for any serious major competitors. So this is very good to see. And this point is key right here. Our 2020 performance amidst the pandemic demonstrates GoPro's enduring relevance as a personal experience sharing solution for customers and a creative tool for professionals. Our plan is to continue super serving our core customers with outsized GoPro subscription benefits, while expanding our relevance to users of other cameras and smartphones through software subscription offerings. So the GoPro.com's cloud service is not just for GoPro users. If you had a smartphone and you wanted unlimited cloud storage, you can sign up to GoPro.com. You'll be able to store all of your videos and your photos from your iPhone or your Android phone on GoPro.com, and I thought that was incredibly smart. So we're not only targeting GoPro users, we're targeting anyone who has a phone and who needs extra storage. And I just thought that was brilliant from the management. Now, I'm taking a look at the earnings call transcript. Oh, market has just opened. Okay, so I'm recording this kind of live. So market has just opened. Let's look at GoPro right now. And it's off to the races. So it's currently at $12 and it's gapped up. It's actually gapped up. So that actually provides us with some cushion if we do pull back or if we do decide to fill this gap. But before we go into share price, let's look at the earnings call transcript. So the question was asked by the Citigroup analyst. He was asking how the performance would be for the first half and second half of 2021 in comparison to last year. I liked Brian's response. Okay, he said, we expect on a year-over-year basis to grow in every quarter in 2021 over 2020. So year over year, we expect to absolutely destroy 2020, which, to be fair, considering everything is coming out of lockdown now, considering events are coming back, that's a no-brainer, okay? So Brian also said the biggest growth, of course, will be in Q1 and Q2, because again, business got absolutely hammered for GoPro in Q1 and Q2 of 2020. So Q1 and Q2 of 2021 will absolutely blow 2020 out of the water. Our guidance implied 55% growth in Q1 2021 over 2020. 55% growth. Obviously, in the first half is when the pandemic hit us at 2020. So there will be some seasonality. Q2 and Q4 tend to be seasonally stronger for the company. And so you should expect that kind of in the modeling. So Brian is pretty much saying that, look, Q2 and Q4 is when seasonally the business will be stronger. So Q2 is around summertime and Q4 is around winter time. So again, summertime, you've got your dirt biking, you've got your motorsports, all of those kind of events where you need the GoPro for. And Q4, your winter events, your winter sports. So Q2 and Q4 of 2021, we are going to absolutely smash it. Now let's look at the share price. And man, it is really flying as I'm recording this. We are currently up now on the day. We touch highs of 12%. And this is where I want to see a pullback, and this is where I'll probably add. If we can pull back and test $10.72, which was previous resistance, as you can see, price hit this level and rebounded lower. And we tested it on Friday, but we didn't break it. However, we have gapped up today. If we can pull back, if we can see a pullback and test that, I think that can represent a good initial starting price, especially if you're not invested already. And if you are invested and you want to average up, then I would say about 1072. Then I'll say about 1072 seems quite reasonable. Again, look at where we are with the RSI. So we do expect to see some pullback, and price is actually pulling back as we are talking right now. As you can see, we are now down off our highs of $12.66. So do expect a pullback. Don't FOMO in my opinion. We don't buy on green days, we buy on red days. And if you look at the charts, and if you take a look at the charts right now, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had 4 green days in a row. That's not good. We are due a red day. So I would be waiting to see a red day. And you never know, maybe today could turn red. Depends on what the market is saying, but definitely FOMOing in isn't a great idea. Definitely wait for a pullback, and 1072 I would say is a decent price to at least have a starter position in play. And if you were buying when it was $8 when I was buying, then it will be a good price to add, because again, price targets is about $20 per share. But remember, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and your own analysis before you decide to invest in any stock or in any company. Remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please see this content as purely educational and for entertainment purposes only. But before you go, let me know what your thoughts are regarding GoPro in the comment section below. Let's get the conversation started. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.